Alright, here we have the DIY build it yourself little FPV quadcopter. So let's build it. First thing we need to do is find out which motors and which propellers are going to go together, because this is the issue of clockwise and counterclockwise. So if you read your user manual, that's on C, because I got the 5.8 GHz version. So in the user manual it says motors with red and blue wire is inserted into the fan blades of A2. Alright, and the motor of black and white with the B2. So let's find, this is the propeller B2 and B1, A1, B1, A2. Alright, so motors with red and blue will get A2. Alright, so here we go. And push all the way down, because these kinds of motors and these kind of propellers tend to come off during flight. And the motor with black and white cable, and I get the B2, which I put here. So this is B2. Alright, and I'm gonna put it on. Okay, now two motors are ready. Now fit the camera into the camera fixing thingy. Alright, so take this off the camera cap and fit the camera into the camera thing, which should be probably like this. Yes, because we're gonna have this button here to change our channels. Okay, so let me just try to be nice to this one and push it in. Okay, there we go. There we go, push more in. Nice and good. Alright, so the camera system is ready. So once these two motors are prepared, you are still wondering what to do with the other two motors, and are they going to get the B1 and A2 propellers or not? Well, it's all about being clockwise and counterclockwise. So first we're going to put these motors in, and then we'll talk about the other motors. Alright, so we're going to insert the board now, right? This is the board. Now I need to figure out which way is forward. Alright, antenna, ROPS. You don't see any forward sign on this. So we're gonna take a chance accordingly and put it just like this. Okay, spread this cable around. Put it here. Now, unfortunately, this piece that I have to put up, I was just trying it and got locked and broke one of these locks here. So I'll have no choice but to, fix it permanently. So first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find out if the motors are gonna spin the right way. Okay? So, let's try to do it. First we're gonna insert this motor, and this is gonna spin inward, okay? Accordingly. And we're gonna put it inside. The instructions are really terrible. Okay? There we go. One motor is fixed. And I'm gonna fix this connector. Okay, good. And we're gonna slide this cable down here. So the access cable is slid down this area. Okay, and I'll keep it here for now. Now comes the black and white motor. Okay, so we're gonna insert this connector and insert this motor, making sure the cables stay right in this angle. The motor goes all the way down. So far so good. Two are installed. Now, accordingly, I will say this is spinning inside and this is spinning inside. This is clockwise, counterclockwise. So this one will be counterclockwise, which is motor black and white cable, and counterclockwise is the propeller B2. Alright, so I'm gonna go with the B2. This time I'm getting a little smart. I slide the cable first before installing the connector. Okay, motor down there, and the connector is gonna go in here. Remember, this is a 3D printed board, so don't stress it out too much because you'll actually break the arms. Okay, all motors good. The last motor and the last propeller, of course, has to be clockwise. So slide the cables in, fix the motor in, push it all the way down, and install the connector. Okay. Now that it's installed, before putting that on, I'll pull this cable. This cable is gonna power your video transmitter. So after that, I'll just put it like in the center here somewhere, so we don't squeeze the cables. And everything is locked in position. Now of course this lock is broken, so I'm worried about that. What I'm gonna do is probably use some double-sided tape to tie it down there. Okay, now I'm not sure which way is forward. And mount it the other way around. Okay, and the angle is adjustable. Wow, if I keep the angle like that, I'll be flying this thing like that. Maybe I can keep the angle like this. It will be super fast. Anyway, alright, so I'll see the angles later. First I will have to make sure this thing stays in position because I have broken the lock there. See, this is extremely fragile. Extremely fragile. Anyway, so I'll just take this thing from the back side now and connect this to camera. Red to red, black, white to white. Okay, done. Now I will have to seat it somewhere down. Alright now, so we will power it on and bring the radio closer to us and see how it works. The radio is here, quadcopter is here. Now I'm going to power the quadcopter. Okay, the camera here. And let's power and hope nothing goes wrong. 1, 2, 3, go. Radio transmitter is on, quadcopter is on. Turn the radio on. It's trying to bind. Okay, make sure your fingers are clear from propellers. Now, it's armed, okay? And holding it here, I'll check. Okay, all propellers are spinning in right direction.
I should note that while the DM002 doesn't use the same protocol as earlier dumbing models, it can still be flown with newer versions of the deviation firmware, thanks to its very active community. Surprisingly though, this is one instance where I didn't find it to make a significant difference. Apparently, the yaw deadband doesn't stem from the transmitter but the flight controller, meaning there is no way around it. The DM002 is not broken or poor handling overall though. Apart from this one aspect, it flies fine. Damn it, I said it again. It hovers nicely, has okay punch and 3 rays presenting some variation. Obviously I can't say whether the deadband issue will be a deal breaker for you, but I would at least advise against buying the quadcopter solely for indoor flying because of it. Moving on to a more positive point, the all-in-one FPV module performs very well for its tiny form factor. Picture quality is overall good, especially the sensitivity and adjustment to varying light conditions. So its range, in an open outdoor environment, basically matching that of the stock transmitter, already on the lower of the 3 output power setting. I was also pleasantly surprised by averaging around 4 minutes of actual flight time per charge of the stock battery on the 25mW output power setting. The LVC warning, which is supposed to notify you when the battery is running low, often completely misses the mark though, triggering only a minute or so into the flight for me. This could be due to chilly weather, known to affect LiPo batteries, as spring hadn't fully arrived at the time of this review. Still, I recommend using a timer.
Okay, this is DIY. I put it on. Just connect it. There are light. The remote control. Okay, connecting. Now we just open my phone. You can install this Wi-Fi UFO. This app name Wi-Fi UFO. Then we just open the setting. Search the Wi-Fi UFO. Okay, this is the Wi-Fi UFO. Then we open the Wi-Fi UFO app. Okay, we just click play. Then we can see the camera inside. We can click video. Now we just push. Okay, this is push these 2 stick. This one. This correct level. Now we just wait again. If we can't fly, we just push down there. Now we fly again. Okay, you can see push 2 sticker outside 45 degrees. Stop. Again. Now we fly it. It's attitude record. Let me show. Show signal. Right stable. Right stable, we fly up. We fly up. Just change it. Close, close.